Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's an exciting day here in the Furious 7515 garage. Today we are going to be installing a new soft top on Medusa. And of course it's springtime in Ohio, so it's cloudy, very windy. Terrible day for filming, but you know what? I'll take it because it's warm. So before we get started, I have to get everything out of here, get some stuff cleaned up, take the spare tire off just to make it a little easier on me. So I'll be back when we're ready to get going. Okay, we have Medusa all cleaned up. I took her spare tire off just to make it a little easier. I wanted to clean up around here and around the top and the windshield gasket and just kind of make it to where anything that's going to be covered, it's easier to do when there's nothing here. So got all the parts laid out as best I could. Anything that I know is a left and a right, I put on the left and the right. The soft top is going to stay in that bag until I'm ready for it. And FedEx apparently had a disco party on my box. Big hole in it that they taped. Luckily the soft top was on the other side of the box to where it did not get damaged. I have all my tools that I'm going to need for this. I got a impact set on the lowest setting, Phillips screwdriver, a Torx 30, 40, and 50, an extension, 3/8 ratchet, vice grips, and a 5/16 wrench. And this is all the hardware. I'm not going to do a full step-by-step because there are plenty of way better videos than I'm capable of making at this point. And I'm going to go ahead and link that in the description below. It's from Best Top. They made it for this Jeep, for this top, years ago. And I've already watched it twice. And I'm feeling confident enough to where I'm going to try to just go off the directions, but I have that as my backup. So I'm going to link that in the description below, so if anybody wants to do this, they should have the confidence after watching it a few times. And one more thing I wanted to go over before we get started. When I sold my hardtop, and I got to looking in the back in this vicinity, anybody who's had a hardtop before knows that there's the windshield wiper squirter and the wiring harness. But on a JK, or at least this one, I could not find anywhere to plug them in when they're not being used like you can on the JLs and JTs. Again, if they're there, I couldn't find it. So I'm going to throw up some pictures right here of what I did to solve the problem and to make sure that it wouldn't leak. And if you notice on the windshield wiper squirter hose, there's a white piece of plastic in there. I was looking for some kind of a plug, and my wife had these like a patch kit for a yoga ball, and it had this plug in there. So I plugged that in there and we tested it. It didn't leak, so we taped it up real good. And for the wiring harness, we just went ahead and put a heavy piece of plastic around it and then just Gorilla taped it. And then we just tucked it in. It lives back down in here now. Can't even tell that it was even there, but I didn't want to permanently remove it because there's really no reason to at this point. So with that said, we're gonna go ahead and get started. And like I said, I'm not gonna do this step by step, but I will do progress updates because I really wanna listen to my music. Gotta listen to Kiss because they're my favorite band and it keeps me motivated. And I really don't wanna record all the swearing that will inevitably happen. So stay tuned and I'll be back shortly. Step one is complete. And I already realized that by using this little table, I need a workbench. So I said, hey Natasha, you doing anything? She's like, nah, what you need? I said a workbench. She's like, oh, okay. So here we go. Oh wait, what's missing here? No more decked? What? Yeah, we sold that a couple weeks ago and the hardtop to make the money for the soft top. Don't really know what we're gonna do with the bed of Natasha yet. I have a couple ideas, but that's future chip problems, so I'm not going to worry about that today. So here we go. Okay, well, we have Mother Nature playing mental games with me today, but I think she's almost done. So I ended up getting the top rails installed on both sides. And one thing I remember from the video that they stressed was making sure that all these gaskets that were on the old one, make sure they're not folded and that they're all sitting in the right spot, because you don't want them to be all bunched up and then they get messed up and then you get leaks. So now we're going to be going on to the next steps. Just got finished installing the side bows to the fabric top. So that's ready to go. And then there's some foam that I had to put on in 2 spots on each side. On to the next. It's moving along. I'm running out of parts, so I know I got to be getting close. We have some moving parts now. That was probably the easiest thing I've had to do so far. Just clicked in right there with a quick release. So moving on. Making more progress. We have the soft top on. Something tells me we still have more steps to go, because that would be kind of hard to drive with it like that. Working on what they call the stay straps right now. But as you can see, we got a lot of the soft top installed, so we're getting really close. It's looking nice. Okay, so if you're going to be installing this yourself, the 2 ends on the back of this, there's 8 screws. We had to heat this up with a heat gun for 5 minutes, pull with all of my body weight and force with a pair of vice grips to kind of jam it in there, line it up, and then run the screw in.
That's what she said.
Tried to do the ends first, but the other 6 screws were a ½ an inch off. Wasn't fun, but we got it. I was about to just drill new holes, and my brilliant wife's like, let's try the heat gun. So I calmed down. Heat gun worked. Almost done. Whew. All right, well, so far everything has worked out. Couple struggles along the way, mainly with just the little parts with the little bolts and washers and nuts. If you have like man hands like I do, sometimes it's hard to hold on to that stuff. But other than those 8 screws I was just telling you about on the back, it was honestly very simple and straightforward. I know one thing, that video I said I was gonna link in the description. For the most part, it's a great reference, but I did notice there are some things that no longer apply as far as the soft top. They redesigned it, but still with the directions, which that's all I use. I refer to that video once with the directions. Even if you watch that video a couple times just to get an idea, it was really pretty easy. I did most of it myself because I wanted to, and my wife came out on the parts where I just need an extra set of hands. But for now, that's her bikini top, if you will. We haven't put the sides in yet, but she looks good. It's nice and tight, so it'll eventually loosen up a little bit. But if you want to go cruising and still protect from the sun, you have that option. So now we're going to start putting in the back glass or plastic. That way you'll get to see what kind of top we ended up getting, if you haven't already figured it out. So she's all done. Top came out great. There's only a few frustrating parts, but we pretty much covered that as it was happening. So Aaron already took it for a test drive, and I'm about to go take it too. But I really like that fast back look. It's got the tinted rear plastics. We didn't try to open it as a Sunrider and all that stuff. We just wanted to get it all together. It's very, very tight right now because it's brand new, so we're gonna just leave it like that for a couple days, and then we'll start playing around with taking out the panels and doing it to the different levels, you know, with a front and back seat and then all the way down. So pretty excited. The only thing left to do now is go for a ride. All right, well, I had to roll up the window so it wouldn't be too loud, but pretty impressed. I'm doing 50 right now, which is the speed limit where I'm supposed to be doing 50. I'm going to jump on the highway and go down a couple exits and see if it's any, noticeably louder than when we had the hardtop on there. I'm sure there's going to be some differences, but when you're rolling on friggin' big 37s, it's not usually that quiet anyway, so let's see. Definitely excited for summertime when we can just pop it back as far as you want, or take out the back windows and leave the bikini top if it's really hot, or at least have the option. Whereas the hardtop, once you take it off, that's it. All right, so that's 70 miles an hour. And I honestly don't notice that it's any louder than when I had the hardtop. I turn on music to see how loud I have to turn it up, but that whole thing, can't do that with copyright music, so I'd say it's the same noise level, maybe even a little bit less. It's not as echoey. The top is nice and tight. There's no flapping or shuddering or anything like that. It just seemed really nice and tight. It's a very well made top. We got the twill, and as you saw with the fastback, and it went together very easily. I've never put a soft top on before, and just following the directions and laying everything out ahead of time made it a little bit easier. But if you're even basically inclined to use hand tools, I think you're going to be fine doing this. Just take your time, have some patience. There's a couple of parts, mainly where you have to deal with running screws with the fabric part, where it's, the tension and stuff like that. And heat gun and some patience and a little bit of swearing took care of it, so I have no doubt you'll be just fine. That's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. We do have more updates coming for Medusa. We bought more parts, I think, last fall. And we'll talk about that in the next video on what we're planning to do here in the coming weeks as I'm murdering bugs on the highway. She's still our project, and there's a lot of things we want to do short-term and long-term, and we'll probably go over that if you're interested. Let me know in the comments. If not, I don't want to waste anybody's time. But until next time, take care, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.